Hey everybody, this is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for this devotional. Today we are in 1 Timothy chapter 2. We're going to read verses 1 through 4. It states, "First of all then, I urge," so he's beseeching Timothy here, "I urge that supplications, prayers, and intercessions and thanksgiving be made for all people," that's everybody. But then he adds, "for kings and all who are in high positions," that's government officials, "that we may lead a peaceful and quiet life, godly and dignified in every way." In other words, we need to be good citizens for the expansion of the gospel. This is good and it is pleasing in the sight of God our Savior, who desires all people, that's everybody, to be saved and to come to the knowledge of the truth. Now, I think this text is an excellent reminder to us during an election cycle, isn't it? Oh boy. The spirit of Paul's words here are right on. And here's the warning he's giving to Timothy. He reminds him that the Christian movement could easily be misinterpreted as an uprising or a revolt, but that was never Paul's goal. Paul never intended for his ministry to result in a revolt either against Jews or Romans. Now, Paul did preach a very challenging gospel, which earned him a reputation for being a bit of a troublemaker. But a lot of the trouble around Paul was stirred up by other people, like angry mobs or angry business owners or malicious Jews, which is exactly what happened the last time he was in Ephesus at the arena. So Paul knew better than most that preaching the gospel could have some unintended effects and be interpreted as an attack on like businesses or religion or even the government, resulting in revolts. But right here, he clears all this up. That's not his goal. His goal is to represent Jesus honorably in hopes of saving all people. So here's what he tells Timothy to do here. He tells him to pray and intercede for everyone, especially those who lead the government. And I think this is spot on in our time. I mean, we live in a time where our country is profoundly divided on just about every issue. I mean, literally everything. Everything is politicized. We are in a contentious war over words and untruth. And we do have a civic duty to speak up and to stand up. But we got to remember our aim is salvation for all of God's creation so that they may know His truth, not ours, His. And we got to remember this. And one of the best ways to be reminded of this goal is to pray for the lost and those who lead our government. Imagine that. So the next time you're a little irritated by what's happening in this country, turn this irritation into a prompt. Let your irritation become a prompt to pray for the opposition. It might remind you to aim for the higher goal. And what is it? It's salvation and understanding for the lost. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this blesses you or maybe challenges you. And with that, I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.